Welcome back inside the UC. We take a look at the Ford starting goaltending matchup, and Corey Crawford in his 6th consecutive game has beaten the Avs twice. They've scored just 4 on him in 2 games. And at the other end, Semyon Varlamov will make his 5th consecutive start for the Colorado Avalanche. Those season-long numbers not as good as they were used to last year. And of late, he's gone 3-3-1 with 20 goals against in his last 7 decisions. The officials led by Tim Peel and Justin St. Pierre. The 2 referees, the linesman Brad Lazarewicz, Andy McElman. Blackhawks with a nice run at home, as we mentioned, of 10-1. They now have the 6th best home point total in the NHL. The Avs on the road are a game under 500, so they're in the bottom half of the league in terms of their road point production. And this one gets underway.
And this first period is brought to you by Chevy and Chevy Drives Chicago.com, and we'd like to welcome in those viewers tuning in and on Rogers Sportsnet.
Long shot deflects out of play. The Avs begin their top line: O'Reilly, Iginla, and Tanguay. Ryan O'Reilly scored a goal against Crawford earlier in the season, but that's it for this line against the Blackhawks and Crawford up till now. Patrick Waugh's team now a game under 500 entering play tonight. So I'll tell you what, a 9-point deficit, still half the season remaining, but they really got to get going, and quickly, because 9 points is a long gap to make up with all the 3-point games in the league. Taves' shot blockered aside by Varlamov. The rebound to the Avs, and out they come. A pass ahead. Rendulic could not get rid of an attempt. Just the 7th NHL game for Bouma Rendulic. Free agent newcomer into the Avs lineup. Well, the pass hit the skate of Landeskog, who was trying to get off for a change. They get it into the zone anyway. Mitchell around to check, shooting. Big save, Kreml, rebound. They score. Nice shot, Nathan MacKinnon. The rebound to MacKinnon from a tough angle. And in the first minute, MacKinnon with terrific skills. A tough shot that he completes. They're up 1.
Boy, what a move by John Mitchell, Pat, to create this chance. Mitchell looks like he's going to the outside, and watch Johnny Oduya. He goes one way, Mitchell goes the other, and then Nathan MacKinnon in back-to-back games scores against the Blackhawks. Goes right to the front of the net. Big rebound there. Not a lot of room. A very, very small window for MacKinnon to put that puck upstairs. But the great move by Mitchell, walking right around Johnny Oduya, created that whole chance.
Right now, Mitchell able to bounce it into the Hawks' zone. MacKinnon with speed. He chases. He's going to get right in. 2-on-0. A shot. They score! The Colorado Avalanche. That's Talbot, who was able to poke it in point blank. And the Colorado Avalanche have 2 goals in 24 seconds. And the Hawks in a hole early.
Well, Johnny Oduya was in on a forecheck here, Pat. Patrick Kane comes in. Now Oduya backs up. And Oduya gets caught standing on the boards, and then that great speed of Nathan MacKinnon. Well, we've talked a lot about it, Pat. I mean, Nathan MacKinnon is as quick as any player straight ahead in the entire National Hockey League. And he makes the play over to Maxime Talbot, who the puck just barely got across the goal line, but 2 gaffes by Johnny Oduya in a matter of 20 seconds?
24.
It's a 2-0 lead for the Avalanche.
So a once raucous UC crowd now has had a couple of silencers shot into him, and Monk's looking to get things settled down in quick order. But here's a turnover at center ice on a tip pass. They get it back in. O'Reilly. Now here's the centering pass. Barry, that came all the way through. And Shaw looks for help from Teravainen to clear it to center ice. Your AT&T Uber starting lines can be located at the top of your screen. Rundblad under pressure from Iginla. Now it's picked up by Roosevelt. His pass, a good read by Johnson, who was there to steal it. Johnson then got checked right away. Hawks get it back. And a pass from a Kruger missed Smith. Picked up by Hayda. Way to bounce it out to center ice. Here's Keith. Now Matt Duchene. Landeskog check. Duchene looking to help out, and Landeskog slipped it out to center. Duncan Keith. His rink-wide pass deflecting. He looks again and turns this one over. Brent Dulich gets in, takes a look, dropping it back. Here's Stewart. He looks to center. That's picked off. And Taves starts back. A bank pass missing Saad. It's taken by Landeskog, but Taves pressured him, tried to steal. Landeskog able to get it back and clear to center. Stewart hacked it to the middle of the ice. Roosevall's feed was tipped. Mitchell the other way. John Mitchell stops, shoots. Crawford makes the body save and holds it.
We're going to go back to the goal, Pat, from our Xfinity Telestrator. Here's Johnny Oduya. He's going to back up because Patrick Kane comes in. That's fine. But, again, it's the read in the middle of the ice. You got to recognize who's on the ice. You got to count. There's 3 Blackhawks caught, and all of a sudden this 3-on-2 becomes a 2-on-1 because of the slow decision in the middle of the ice. And there you see the puck. It just barely crosses the goal line. I think right now for the Hawks, a good save there from Crawford off the chance from Nathan McKinnon. A little bit of an adjustment here, Pat, with the defensive pair now. It's Seabrook and Keith against this line.
Well, a bouncing puck finds Keith. He looks ahead. Nordstrom was checked, turned it over. Here's Barry the other way. That bounced right to Crawford, who hangs onto it. A reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, look forward to Miller Time later in the game tonight. It'll be brought to you by Miller Lite.
And I think what needs to happen now, Pat, is stabilization for the Blackhawks. And how does that happen? Well, first off, you got to make good decisions through the middle of the ice because we know the Avalanche are a quick countering team. They like to play a fast game. Force them to come 200 feet, but you just got to kind of take a deep breath, settle down here, and get into your rotation, get into your set. Know that there's a lot of hockey to be played.
Rundblad was hit hard by McLeod, who leads the Avs in contact. No, it's a Teravainen clearing to center. Bickle rolled it ahead. There's Shaw trying to muscle that and get it. Knocked him right into the corner. Andrew Shaw working the boards, cleared it back to the line. Rundblad with a long slap shot. That's tipped. Oh, and it hit McLeod's stick and deflected just wide. Now McLeod has no stick. He broke it on the block. Rundblad a shot. Oh, and that hit traffic in front of Shaw. And the Avs able to clear.
Oh, Rundblad realized that, Pat, that McLeod had no stick there. He probably could have skated in maybe another 5 feet there.
Now Taves fights his way in behind the net, trying to battle in front. It's dropped back. A long shot, Oduya. Gloved by Varlamov. Nearly turned it over. But Varlamov able to keep control and get a whistle.
Good opportunity there from the back end from Johnny Oduya. And there's David Rundblad with that last opportunity that might have hit Shaw. And then talked about the broken stick. There's Cody McLeod going out, getting in that shooting lane. And the best offensive sequence for the home team so far in this game, down 2-0.
Patrick Kane looks for Richards. He was well covered, though. Yeah, Tanga able to get it out. Now Kane, nice pass, put his stick through his legs to tip that head to Sharp, but he couldn't get anywhere with it. Johnson the takeaway. Johnson cleared it into the Chicago end. Ginla hustling in on Oduya, who went to the deck. Now Chalmerson cut across. Cleared up the boards to Sharp.
A good recovery there, too, from Oduya after getting knocked down.
Kane into the zone. A backhand shot blockered away easily by Varlamov. Ginla the other way. Could only get as far as center. Saad took it off his stick. Steps into the zone with a shot. That went high and wide. Hossa out of the corner, fights toward the middle, too much traffic there. Then Seabrook, a long blast, missed the net. In behind, it's kicked to the stick by Toews. He dropped it back. Seabrook kept it in. Saad's in deep. Slipped it in front. Toews took a whack but couldn't connect. Now Hossa works to the dot. Seabrook. Now to Toews. Big pass stolen away by Landeskog. And O'Reilly failed to get it out. Great shift here for the Toews line. It's been spent entirely in the Colorado end. Saad to the other side for Seabrook. Keith. His return pass was read by O'Reilly. Well, both teams in need of some changes after an extended stay in the Colorado zone. The Avs reorganize. McKinnon bounced it into the Blackhawks end.
Johnny Oduya, the puck comes to him there, Pat, and he goes, not these guys again. Been there, done that. I've seen that where it's happened. You go, oh, am I on the ice with these guys again? Sometimes we're going to have days like this.
It's still in the morning. A lot of daytime left.
Exactly. Get that opportunity, too. I mean, that's the biggest thing.
A keep by Kruger. His shot deflected just wide. Held in Jalmerson. Well, the Avs able to get it back, but Kruger took it away, looks to center, picked off Varlamov, and he holds on. 8 minutes have gone by, and a little skirmish after the whistle had gone. But the Avalanche 2 goals in half a minute to grab the lead.
Welcome back to the United Center up at press level. I'm Tracy Myers for CSNChicago.com. Antti Raanta and Teuvo Teravainen sit next to each other in the Blackhawks locker room. Ranta's been helping Teravainen get readjusted to the city and the team, but they're having a little fun with the setup too. Raanta said, you only have one other fin here, so you just stick with that, have fun, and chirp some of the other guys and finish. Pat and Eddie, back to you.
No chirping allowed up here, Tracy. You can follow Tracy Myers, our Blackhawks insider, all season long on CSNChicago.com, presented by Nationwide Jeff Vukovich. Click jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side.
Keith kept it in. Had it stripped away. Nice play, Rendulic. He tries to race in with a shot. Crawford the save. Well out of the net to challenge the bid. And Hossa got the rebound.
Well, he's made a couple of big saves, Pat, at 2-0.
Yes. That's an offside play at the other blue line.
Well, check out CSN Plus now for Comcast Sportsnet's Behind the Lens special presentation featuring multiple camera angles live. Visit CSNChicago.com for the CSN Plus channel location in your area. The Bulls had the Behind the Lens last night. A big come from behind win last night here against the Houston Rockets.
Smith couldn't get it out. Mitchell, a flip shot, deflected in front. Seabrook finds Smith. He looks to Kruger. Marcus Kruger, groin nearly pulled, and it's still offside anyway, as Nordstrom was ahead of the play. And he thought he was going to get the puck, didn't happen, and tried to stay onside, but it didn't happen.
It's one of those, Pat, where you got ice, take the ice, just move straight ahead, trying to do a little bit too much on that particular play. You know what he's trying to do, but sometimes less is more in this situation. Just chip it in, go get it, get the legs in there, and turn it over 200 feet away from your net.
Now Shaw's in behind. He went down for the second time in the last few seconds. Here's a keep by Roosevelt. Shaw takes a look. Flipped it in front. It's picked off. Now Teravainen a steal. Took it away from Cleach. Put it in front of shot. And a save by Varlamov. Rebound. He made a second save. As the Hawks had some net front presence. And that whole thing created by a Teravainen takeaway.
Heads up play there from Teravainen. I like the recognition of Michael Roosevelt, Pat, of jumping into the play, coming out, not standing out at the blue line. Shaw gets a great chance. Watch that chance right there off the initial chance from Michael Roosevelt. You got Bickle in front of the net. A real good shift, and talked about the Hawks getting down early in this game. Now they seem to be getting into their sets and their rotation. Maybe a little more confidence and trying to play with the puck a little bit more in the offensive zone.
Here's Johnson up on the play. A couple of Hawks got to him before he could pull the trigger. Tanguay had it stripped. Teravainen comes out. He feeds Sharp. Speeding into the Colorado zone with a wrist shot into the glove of Varlamov.
Well, the new and expanded Blackhawks stores are open at 333 North Michigan Avenue and at Oak Brook Center Mall. Stop in today to find the best gifts for the Blackhawks fan in your life, as well as limited edition products, memorabilia, and some autographed collectibles. Visit ChicagoBlackhawks.com for more info.
Aaron Dulich rolled it across, and Nick Holden had to turn back. And the Avs, an attempted dump in, hit Oduya, and was able to retrieve in the corner. Hjalmarsson up the boards. Hossa, out comes Taves. Well, then Taves, then on Holden, who was able to body him to the boards. Got a good piece of the Hawks captain with that jolt, and the puck cleared the other way. Now Oduya head for Saad, looking for Hossa, was out of his reach. Holden, a good direct pass, and Mitchell scooped it into Chicago territory. Now the Avs, Johnson steps in, weaves to the middle, good stick Keith, but the Avs keep it. Mitchell, and he had it knocked away. Good play by Kruger, who steps into the offensive zone. Marcus Kruger drops it. Nordstrom, though, well covered.
I think Kruger should put that play in his back pocket. That's not the type of play you want Marcus Kruger trying to make on that particular rush. You want to stop, pull up, make the pass, okay, but keep that puck going straight ahead.
Well, the Avs able to recover. Barry banked it back into Chicago ice. Grunblad. Smith clearing to center. Now Ben Smith rolled it in. Roosevelt up on the play too. His shot kicked aside by Varlamov. And then it's cleared to center ice. Here's Rundblad. Getting into the offensive zone. Stripped of it at the line, however. And Tyson Barrie be forced to turn by Andrew Shaw. Now slowly out of the end, Gennon to Barrie. Finally, they'll dump it in. Oduya challenged by Landeskog. Came loose in behind. Avs have it. Now O'Reilly got that out to the line. Stewart rings it back around. And it's held in. Landeskog put it across. Here's Stewart, his long shot. That hit the Oduya on the way. Johnny Oduya, the shot block leader for the Blackhawks, got in the way of that long blast. Here's Iginla. Jarome Iginla. Pass elude. Holden back to center. Time between whistles in this stretch, and now Seabrook takes a look. Richards chasing in on Stewart, who got there first. And now the Avs Iginla cleared to center. O'Reilly in for Tanger. That's O'Reilly with a backhand shot. He went just wide. Now it's held in by the Avs. Johnson could not get rid of an attempt. Might have a chance to counterattack the Hawks. Sharp has got it. Sharp helped by Kane. Will put it around the boards. Johnson there for the Avs. And he cleared to center. Tanguay rolled it in. O'Reilly. Roosevelt able to get it back. Taves pushed it ahead. Hossa kicks to the stick, looking for Saad. Now the shot, and it was deflected wide. Rebound into the corner. Taves got help from Hossa. Saad well covered. It squirts loose to Roosevelt. His wrist shot missed the net. Held in Hjalmarsson. Taves down low. Knocked down. Good play there by the Avs. Mitchell, and the puck cleared to center ice. McKinnon racing in over the Hawk line. Now pulls up. And Hossa picked it out of midair. Taves doesn't have any help as everybody else is changing. And now it's kept in by Keith. His long shot. Varlamov sticks it to the corner. Nordstrom there. A wrister tipped off the side of the net by Smith. And then Erik Johnson got a big hit from Nordstrom, but managed to clear the zone. Seabrook up the boards to Smith. He did not get it out. Here's Danny Briere looking to center, picked off Keith. And so the Avs able to get it back. Briere in behind, looking to slip it in front. Crawford blocked the pass, and now pins it up against the side of the goal for a whistle. 5 minutes left in the opening frame. 2-0 visitors.
Well, great support here from Jonathan Toews back in his own zone, getting the pass from Marian Hossa. And that leads us into our BMO Harris Bank check replays. Nick Holden on Jonathan Toews. Good, clean, hard hit. As you mentioned, Pat, about a minute ago, Joakim Nordstrom. Got to make sure you don't leave your skates. Trying to make that big hit on Erik Johnson.
As when it draws Stewart, shot kicked aside by Crawford. Now they're able to dig it out of the corner. Briere had it taken away by Bickle. And Sharp works back into the Avalanche zone. He's hit hard though by Stewart. Now some corner contact. The puck squirts loose, and finally Sharp got help from Bickle. Patrick Sharp couldn't pry it loose. Finally captured by Stewart. He banks it out to center ice, where Briere steps in. He doesn't have any help. They're changing the Avs, and Crawford made a relatively easy stop. That one picked off though Landeskog to Duchesne. Now Matt Duchesne. Got knocked down, still rolled it loose. Landeskog dropped it back to Johnson. His long blast off the goalpost. Crawford, his shoulders slumped, it almost looked like. He thought it had gone in. He got a lucky break from the goalpost. 4 minutes remain in the first. Back come the Avs. Duchesne pulls up and handed it right to Hossa. Toews comes out. Jonathan Toews. A wrist shot stopped by Varlamov.
There have been some rebounds down here at this end. Varlamov has given a couple of opportunities.
And now the Avs get him. Give it to Barry. Tanguay rolled it in. Here's O'Reilly driving with a shot blocked by Oduya. Ryan O'Reilly got it back. Iginla. Stick handling on Hjalmarsson. Kane took it away. The Hawks able to get it out. Here comes Teravainen. Rister didn't get through. And Iginla will drop it back. Barry to O'Reilly. Airing it in. Centering it past Miss McKinnon. Held in by Stewart. Finally knocked back to center ice. Maxime Talbot couldn't pick it up on the boards. Smith the other way to Keith with a dump in. Holden challenged in the corner. Nordstrom couldn't come up with it. Then Kruger did. Sweeps it across. Here's an open Keith. Walking in. Lets it go. Varlamov had a good look. He holds on. Now the Colorado Avalanche, who scored 2 goals in 24 seconds early in the game, came that close to extending the lead to 3.
Well, time now for our Illinois Lottery Anything's Possible statistic, and we've heard Probably a little bit too much from Nathan MacKinnon so far here in this first period, but set an NHL record for the longest point streak by a player age 18 or younger.
Here's a shot by Hossa, sailing just wide.
Anytime that you can be on a graphic and be ahead of Wayne Gretzky, that's pretty special stuff.
2 minutes remain in the opening period. The Avs looking for their first win of the season against the Blackhawks. Got 2 goals in the first 77 seconds of the game. Hawks have been climbing uphill ever since. Rundblad going across. Shaw helped by Seabrook. Saad works against Hayda, who took him down. Penalty, Hayda. So the Blackhawks will get a much-needed opening power play of the game.
Well, the Blackhawks coming off a game, Pat, where they did not take a penalty. And they've gone 1 period so far, and they still have not taken a penalty. They've had their shares of power plays from the last game, and now they get a power play here at the end of the first period, trailing by 2 goals.
The Avs win the draw, and they're able to clear to center. The Hawks power play, you mentioned this earlier. The special teams have been huge against Colorado in the first 2 games. The Hawks power play is 4 out of 10. And the Avs do not have a power play goal. They've had only 5 chances in the first 2 get-togethers. Sharp steps in. Bringing it around for Taves. Now it goes back to Sharp. Shaw to the front of the net. Taves takes a look. Dropped it to Keith. No lane. Back to Taves. Centered it. Kane, though, well covered. And the Avs get it out. Final minute of the opening period. Patrick Kane in for Sharp. Back to Kane driving. Looking to center. Kicked away Varlamov. Kane gets it back. Now Sharp. Back to Kane. Kane moves closer. Dropped it to Taves. Taves looking for some help. Hangs on. Now snapped it off. Kicked away Varlamov. Rebound Taves. Back out to the line. Sharp with 15 left. Here's Kane. Patrick Kane for Patrick Sharp. A blast. What a good pad save by Varlamov. Rebound to the boards. Held in Keith. 7. Now it's taken away Johnson. Flipped a long one into the glove of Crawford, and that's going to finish the opening period. The Blackhawks wind up with a 17-shot first period. The Avs had 11, but also a goal post for Colorado. And Blackhawks, who came into the game talking about needing better starts, didn't quite work out that way tonight for Chicago. 53 seconds in MacKinnon, and 24 seconds after that, Talbot. 2 early goals, the difference in the game for the Avs.
Blackhawks hockey on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Visit buyhyundai.com. BMO Harris Bank. We're here to help. Ford, who invites you to visit your local Ford store or localfordstores.com. Corona Extra. Find your beach. And by Kia. Visit mykiachicago.com to learn more.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois has teamed up with the Blackhawks and moved 2 lucky fans closer to the action as part of tonight's Blue Seat upgrade experience. Don't forget to bring your Blue Cross and Blue Shield card for your chance to win. Blue Cross through it all. Welcome back inside the United Center, where the Hawks trail the Colorado Avalanche 2-0 as we get ready for the start of the second period. And our Hyundai what to look for in news in hockey. Canada defeated Russia 5-4 in a gold medal game at the World Junior Hockey Championships last night in Toronto. It's the 16th for Team Canada, but their first since 2009. Randy Carlyle has been released of his coaching duties with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Assistant coaches Peter Horacek and Steve Spott will handle the coaching duties for now. And How about Patrick Kane had the top-selling jersey on shopnhl.com for the calendar year of 2014. He was followed by Sidney Crosby, Jonathan Toews, Henrik Lundqvist, and Alexander Ovechkin. And a special birthday shout-out. We'd like to send a big one to Antoinette Talley, who turned 92 years of age on January 1st. So Antoinette Talley, a belated happy birthday. And also birthday wishes to Maggie Bruff from Park Ridge, Karen Mulder, and Mary Jo Gulata, all celebrating birthdays today.
Well, I got a few more as long as we're on a birthday topic. I met some really cool young folks last night, big Eddie Olczyk fans at an appearance I did. Jacob Wahlberg, Ella Wahlberg, Jeffrey Wheeler were all there, and really appreciate how much they learn watching Blackhawks hockey. And also, a good friend of mine, James Lentino, is here celebrating a birthday with his sisters out here at the UC to celebrate his 15th birthday. So happy B-Day to one and all. I think we covered 3 or 4 generations there, maybe.
A little bit of a ice issue in the blue paint.
Hey, so let me I'll do another shout out to Eddie. I know you're a good friend of Bobby Nardella, a longtime Wolves hockey player, and his mom passed away. His mom, Geraldine. We're very sorry to hear of her passing, and wish the Nardella family all the best in a tough time.
And we also lost another member of the hockey community here a few weeks ago. Mike Baranek, a hockey dad here in the Chicagoland area. We certainly send our thoughts to the Baranek family as well. And the second period is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. Again, we'd like to welcome those viewers tuning in on Rogers Sportsnet.
There's a short power play situation for the Hawks that now will end as they dumped it in, couldn't get back. So as Hawks Keith starts away, the Colorado penalty over. Both teams back at full strength. Kane had his pass come right back to him. Now Stewart chipped it over to the corner. Here's Jonathan Toews. Spins it back. Keith with a long shot. It's off a leg out in front. Sharp for Toews in behind. Toews trying to center one. Kane well covered. Here's Keith a shot. That didn't get through either. Now Kane back to Seabrook for Kane. His wrister. Save Varlamov.
Gennins, sorry, Pat. Gennins really hurt right now after that last chance. Blocked the shot in the back.
Now it's Kane to Keith. Duncan Keith back to Patrick Kane. Keith will come this way to Seabrook. Long flip shot. Blocked out in front of the net. Kane able to get it back. Great shift here to open early in the early stages of the second period for the Hawks. Toews now fights towards the middle. Got help from Keith, who was stripped of it. And the Avs, Hayda, will safely clear it back into the Chicago zone. Oh, and no, Seabrook tried to buy an icing call there. He let the puck go, and the linesman said no play on. Good call by the linesman. As the Hawks get it back in, Teravainen knocked down by Tyson Barrie. Now Hawks keep it in. Here's Teravainen looking to center. That's picked off. And Barrie circles the net. Able to clear it to center ice. Hossa now starts ahead. Hossa out here with Saad and Teravainen. And with the Hawks having a short power play chance, only 20 seconds or so to start the period. He started Kane, Toews, and Sharp. Now it's Teravainen, Saad, Hossa. The last time these teams played, things weren't going well for the Hawks in that game in Denver either. And Quenneville changed up the lines in the second period that night. We'll see if these combinations stay together as the period goes on. But at least early in the second, a couple different looks from the Blackhawks. Nordstrom taken down. It's picked up by Talbot. Put it in front. Quick shot. In and out of the glove of Crawford. Oh, we made a second save of McKinnon. Although the second chance was hit with a high stick, it would not have counted had it gone in. You could see the referee's indication.
Another big rebound there, Pat, from Varlamov. He's really had a tough time controlling any pucks that have been at him. His rebound control has not been good.
Mitchell now going wide on Seabrook. Well, Mitchell's assisted on both Colorado goals. Now it's a shot by Barry, missing the net. Bounced all the way to the other end. Varlamov almost had a mishandle, but getting there to take over.
Put a little honey on that stick. An adventure.
Shaw keeping it in. Andrew Shaw. Well, backhands it out to Roosevelt. His wrister never got past Mitchell. Held in Rundblad, whose shot is deflected up over the glass, out of play.
Good recovery there from Cody McLeod to deny Rundblad that chance. Well, from our weather tech Rogo Cam, Maxime Talbot gets his puck to Nathan MacKinnon. Shot, big rebound, and as you mentioned, Pat, Nathan MacKinnon touched that puck with a high stick, and the referee Justin St. Pierre had outstanding position there to recognize the puck above the crossbar making contact with the stick of Nathan MacKinnon. The play continued because the Blackhawks touched the puck after that opportunity.
Now Taves, Kane, Shaw out there for this sequence. Sharp on the Hawks power play after the McLeod penalty. Here's a chance for Sharp going down low to Kane. And Keith tried to run him through his legs. It didn't work. Now Duncan Keith, who's got a 4-game point streak, 7 assists in his last 4 in a row. It's cleared around the boards for Sharp. He won the puck to Taves. Quick shot, deflected wide. Rebound, Cleach couldn't get it out. Keith a keep. Now Taves. His wrist shot and a save. Rebound, oh, and it just rolled away from Shaw. Then Kane couldn't get it either. Patrick Kane dropped it back to Keith. Here's Sharp. Then Kane. He chipped it back to Sharp. Over to Keith, walks in, shooting. Stand-up save by Varlamov. Rebound came back to him, and he covers it up.
Oh, a couple of good looks for this power play. Taves just throws his puck to the front of the net, and Andrew Shaw is just not able to go from his forehand, pull it around, quick little backhand shovel, and there you saw Patrick Kane with an opportunity, but was just a little bit too far outside. You like to see Kane maybe come inside the dots there, and you get an opportunity maybe to backdoor.
So now Brent Seabrook will leave it for Richards. Brad Richards has been back in the Hawks lineup for 3 games, got 2 goals and an assist over that stretch. Bickle working the boards, kicked it to Hossa. Seabrook has to go into the corner. Now Hossa dropped it back. Richards to Seabrook, moves in, shooting, and a save. Varlamov, rebound, hacked wide by Saad. Now Hossa, back to Richards. Here it comes, tip, and a save, rebound, chip just wide by Saad as he was falling. And the Avs able to clear it. I said Saad might have been Bickle that got that second chance, but just missed the near post. Back comes Hossa up the middle. He put it to Saad. The shot. Varlamov stopped it. Rebound Saad. Now to Richards with a shot. That deflected wide. McLeod chasing for it. And getting followed up. Good pass to Landeskog. He fires. Shot it wide. The Avalanche penalty over as this puck goes out of play, and both teams are at full strength. 6 minutes gone by in the second. Colorado still up 2.
Now for Arkia, drive to the net in that last power play. A couple of good looks, but the best one here, the shot from Brad Richards. Watch Brian Bickle standing in front of the net. Stick down, puck goes, and he just pushes it past the left pad of Semyon Varlamov. Getting some pressure there from Nate Gennon, who's had a terrific night to this point for the Colorado Avalanche. 5 in white. Good opportunity there for Bickle.
Bickle, who's got 2 goals and an assist over his last 3 games. Now Kruger pressured by Iginla, who stripped him. Iginla's wrist shot missed the target. Held in Hayda. His long one never got through. Landeskog put it in behind. Duchesne is there. And Duchesne spins it back. Hayda's long shot never got past Nordstrom. And now the Hawks able to clear their zone. Jan Hayda. Leave it to Eric Johnson. Back goes Hjalmarsson. Shane's with him. Now Hjalmarsson rings it around. Hossa pressured on the boards. Didn't get it out. Taken back by Taves. Ahead for Hossa. He's able to find Saad. Walks in. Pulled up. Centered. And Taves, I don't think he anticipated the pass coming. Now Taves. Taken away by Mitchell. McKinnon had his pass broken up. Back comes the Hawks captain. Taves. The Rundblad, who's in deep on this sequence. David Rundblad had it taken off his stick. Briere got it out. Roosevelt bounced away from Hossa to Barry. 8 minutes have been played here in the second. The Avs continue to own a 2-goal lead. Steal by Tanguay. Now Rundblad backhands it up the boards. Teravainen looking for Kane. Patrick Kane able to step into the zone. Dick handling in behind to Teravainen. Left it for Kane. Evo Teravainen's wrist shot just fluttered wide, and the Avs clear the zone. Now a loose puck for Iginla. He's going to get to the net. Shooting. Good save by Crawford. He came well out to challenge Iginla, who he knew was by himself. So he cut down the angle, made a big stop.
Well, Jarome Iginla just flies the zone, gets a fortunate bounce, and I don't think he ever really realized, Pat, that Crawford was so far out. I mean, he had his head down the whole way. And Jarome Iginla certainly knows what to do with the puck when it comes to goal scoring. That's one of those situations there. Hawks catch a break that he didn't have his head up and realize how far Crawford was out of the net. Anytime a goaltender is going to be that aggressive, you want to fake the shot and try to go around him. But Crawford was able to make the save.
Johnson. Cleach able to get in there. Back to the goal. It's taken by the Hawks and Roosevelt. Bouncing to center ice. Back comes McLeod. Rundblad took it from him. And Bickle the other way looks for Sharp. Patrick Sharp. Dropped it back. Roosevelt was well covered, and now Bickle working the end board.
Yeah, good play there for Bickle to win that battle on Hayda.
The Avs are able to get it out. Landeskog in on Seabrook. Landeskog wrist shot into the glove of Crawford. Holding.
Hey, Pat, just want to recognize next Tuesday, the 12th of January, the United States Hockey League is going to have their top NHL prospects game over in Dubuque, Iowa. We get to see some future draft picks and hopefully some stars in the National Hockey League moving forward. And there's going to be a game that night in Dubuque and also luncheon in the afternoon. And they must have been really desperate because they pulled me out of the bullpen to be their keynote speaker. So, you know, I'm a big fan of that league and try to promote the league as much as I can. So I'm looking forward to being out in Dubuque a week from today. And there are tickets available for both events. So if you get any hockey fans in that area, wherever you want to come down and say hello and see some young hockey players between the age of 16 to 20 years of age to come out there and support these young hockey players aspiring to move on to the next level. Love to see you out there in Dubuque next Tuesday.
Will there be telestration at the luncheon? That's really what I want to know.
Well, I'll have to talk to the fine folks out there in Dubuque. Maybe I can borrow somebody's crayons and bring a whiteboard as well. And You got a fine franchise here in Chicago with the Chicago Steel, play out at the out in Bensenville at the Edge. So look forward to going out there and believe in the league a lot, and not only learn about hockey but also about the real world, and they do great community work in all the different USHL cities.
Here's Seabrook teeing up a long blast. That is kicked aside by Varlamov. Now they work the boards, and Ada had it taken away by Taves. Taves circles in behind. Put it back to Keith, again to the captain. Then Keith's long shot. Good look at that from Varlamov. He kicked it out easily, and it's iced by the Avs.
Another different looking line for Joel Quenneville, and that last attempt, I mean, great passing to the outside from Taves and Keith, but nobody standing in front of the net there, Pat, and an easy save for Semyon Varlamov. Looking in front of the net. I mean, everybody's to the outside, and those pucks are going to be stopped at this level. You like the rotation, but again, get somebody to the front of the net.
And to follow up on what you've talked about a couple of times, there's another second chance opportunity, and no red sweaters in the neighborhood that time. Now, Hawks have had some net front presence tonight, but what you're talking about is anytime you get in the offensive zone, you got to get people there. Because there is some loose change.
Be on your way there.
Teravainen had 3 white sweaters around him, carried on Richards, whose shot floats wide. Landeskog got it out. Brad Richards in for Teuvo Teravainen. His wrist shot kicked aside right to the middle by Varlamov, but Hossa couldn't retrieve it. Dumped back in by Rendulic. Now taken by Hossa, touched it loose, and Oduya carries on. So chase his own dumping as Hawks try to complete a chain. Yeah, safely clear to center. Shaw to Oduya. Sharp gets in. A wrist shot kicked aside Varlamov. And Cleese cleared it. Andrew Shaw leaves it to Patrick Sharp. Kane wants it. He's got it. Pulls up. Kane hangs on. His wrister. Tip. Oh, good save by Varlamov on a redirect. And it's dug loose by Shaw. Then Sharp. Be met by Briere. He drops it back. Rundblad. To Sharp. Centered it. Kane couldn't get his stick on the loose puck. And the Avs able to get out with it. McLeod, long one, blockered aside by Crawford to Rundblad. Rundblad's pass kicked to the line. It didn't get out. Rundblad put it on the stick of Shaw. He moved it ahead. Here's Bickle driving. Bickle, a drag move. He shoots. Never got it through. Good block. Then Bickle again. Oh, he's hoping for the stick of Smith. And he did tip it, but it went wide.
Almost too many men on there for the Hawks.
Very close. Fortunate not getting a whistle, the Hawks. Here's Bickle. That shot off the leg. Also, it hit the official. And Tim Peel dazed. I think he dropped his whistle even. But decides to let the play continue. Now Kruger, helped by Smith. McKinnon took him down. Both arms went up. Both officials put their arm up. And then Kruger got knocked down after he got tangled with Barry. And Tyson Barry a little slow to get up, a little ginger as he got up. And the Avs have taken exception to a little contact after the whistle. Well, the Blackhawks will go to the power play as McKinnon took down Smith. That happens when we come back.
Fans, don't miss your chance to catch all the exciting Blackhawks action from in between the player benches. Bid on the CME Group seats through the online CME Group seats auction. For more info, visit ChicagoBlackhawks.com. Well, the penalty already happened. Here comes Marcus Kruger. I mean, that's just not a good penalty at all by Marcus Kruger. And look, there's a little bit of embellishment there from Tyson Barrie. He jumps straight up and goes square into the glass. Easily should have been an embellishment. But Marcus Kruger's got to know better. There's no reason to be in that spot. Your team's going on a power play.
But instead it's 4 aside. McKinnon got the initial infraction. Then Kruger took one for the Hawks. Here's Kane walking in, shooting. Good save, Varlamov. He wasn't sure where it was. He had it in the paraphernalia.
2 minutes. 16 Marcus Kruger.
4-on-4 hockey, man-on-man. The Hawks are able to get a little bit of spacing there with Taves' great work, and then Patrick Kane walks right to the middle and does what he needs to do, shoot that puck. And Varlamov fights it off and is able to get a whistle.
Look at the run that Kane is on. You saw that 7 goals in 11 games. And he now is up to 8th in the NHL in scoring. And how about this, Eddie? I mean, we're at the halfway point of the season. The longest drought he's had is 2 games this year. He's never gone a 3rd straight game without getting at least a point. He's got the puck now. Kane will drop it back to Keith, looking for Taves. Seabrook joins him. Seabrook now gets help from Kane in the corner. And Keith could not keep it in. Seabrook will get back into the offensive zone. A wrist shot from a bad angle. Varlamov stops. Seabrook gets it back. A minute remaining on the 4-on-4 situation. And now Keith. Put it on the stick of Saad. Then Sharp for Keith. The give and go. Sharp gets it. Keith got it now. Looking for Sharp. Oh, the last pass didn't get through the skates. Picked up by the Hawks, and Hjalmarsson could not keep it in.
Yeah, puck was on edge. That's why Hjalmarsson had to back up a little bit. Make sure that puck didn't go right by him and create a chance for the Avs.
Oduya brings it around. Johnson couldn't get it past Oduya. Centering to Saad. His shot. Varlamov had a good look. Rebound. O'Reilly got help from Johnson. Nick Holden with some skating room for the Avs. Gets the line. A wrist shot and a save by Crawford. 4.5 remaining in the second period. Still 2-love Avs.
Well, time now for our GMC professional grade saves, and Semyon Varlamov has had a couple here tonight. Like to see more of that from the Hawks in front of the Avalanche goaltender. Second chance opportunities, little net front presence. Good opportunity there for Patrick Sharp. Brent Seabrook's had a couple of good looks. Sharp from a bad angle, big rebound in front. Great save there off the shot from the sideboards, and the ability of Andrew Shaw to be right in front of the net.
Coincidentals are over, and both teams at full strength now. Here comes Keith. Put it ahead. Nordstrom got it deep. There's Talbot. Rolled it back to center ice. Roosevelt. His pass deflect to Nick Holden. Heda hacked it out to center. Here comes Talbot, whose pass is broken up by Kane. Roosevelt put it ahead. Teravainen gets into the zone. Evo Teravainen got knocked down in the corner by Holden. Kane got in there as well. Sends it back. Oduya shot it. And a save. Varlamov rebound. Bounce behind him, but not getting over the line. Maybe a foot from it. And in behind it goes. Taken by Duchesne. Up the boards. Landeskog able to get it out.
Yeah, Stewart saved the day for the Avalanche there again. Another shot towards the net, and a little bit of an adventure there for the Avs goaltender.
Now Iginla cutting in, shoots one, a good block. Oduya. He sends Hossa up the board. Arian Hossa gains the line, weaves to the middle. Now Hjalmarsson carried out with a rich shot. Glove save, Varlamov holding.
Well, the shot from Johnny Oduya hits Varlamov, goes up, and then watch 17 White clears that out. The blue paint away from Brad Richards. Well, I'm sure that the Blackhawks recognize that, but again, you got to be on your way there before the shot is taken to give yourself an opportunity at a second chance opportunity.
Now Toews got checked along the boards. Keith, who seemingly hasn't left the ice hardly at all the last 10 minutes or so. Here comes Jonathan Toews. Chip and chase. It's picked up by Hossa. He centered it just out of the reach of Saad. Now Keith fires a long shot. Oh, that dipped on its way wide of the net. And the Avs able to get it out again. Rolled it ahead. There goes Tanguay. To the backhand. He flipped it out in front. Pass broken up by Toews on the back check. Rebound picked up by Keith. And he scoops it back into Colorado ice. Johnson will have to play it. Both teams change on the move. Here's Erik Johnson. Leave it to Torrey. Put it towards Rosenthal. Rundblad cut across. And turned right into a check and taken away by Briere. McLeod keeping it in. David Rundblad is in his 7th straight game in the Hawks lineup. That's his best run of the year. Rosenthal's pass turned over. And the Hawks get it back. Bickle. Got it to the other line. Final minute now of the second period. Here's an Avs turnover. A sharp attempted redirect was blocked. Bickle dropped it to Rosenthal. Across Rundblad. His long shot is off a leg. Comes right back to him. Rosenthal lets it go. Varlamov able to locate with the glove. Well, Semyon Varlamov, take a look at this, Eddie. His glove able to locate with a Bickle net presence. So no second chance there, but you know, he's played 20 games this year. There's only been 8 where he gave up 2 goals or fewer. I mean, last year he was the main man of the Colorado success, and this year he's been good but not great.
Camouflaged a lot of deficiencies last year, without a doubt. Great goaltending from Varlamov.
Hawks steal. Here's Hjalmarsson, who we had a blowout at the blue line.
Good recovery.
And what a recovery, able to sweep it across to Oduya to avoid trouble. Kane back in. Teravainen for Kane. Good redirected under good checking from Stewart. Now here's Hjalmarsson's one-timer. Just missed the far post. Oduya hit hard by McKinnon, and that's going to finish period 2.
No, Oduya didn't like that hit from McKinnon.
Well, Nathan McKinnon, who had only 1 goal in the last 7 weeks, opened the scoring 53 seconds in tonight and delivered. I don't think there's anything wrong with this hit. Good jolt on Oduya. Well, the Hawks D-man a little frustrated by the developments tonight. And they had a little get-together after the horn sounded. And in the second period, the Blackhawks had 21 shots on goal. They were all stopped by Varlamov. The Avs had 5 shots, 21-5. The Hawks outshoot them, and Varlamov remaining perfect, looking for his 16th career shutout tonight. He's been perfect through 2.
Blackhawks hockey on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by AT&T Uverse. AT&T Uverse high-speed internet. The Uverse revolves around you. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT.
Welcome back to the UC. The Colorado Avalanche will take a 2-goal lead into the third period. We'll go down to ice level before that happens with assistant coach Mike Kitchen. He's brought to us tonight by Acura. Well, Kitchen, is obviously a very poor start, but since then your team seems to have played well. But are you guys talking about this third period in terms of net front presence? There have been some second chance opportunities, right?
Well, absolutely. That's one thing we address. We want to have more pucks going to the net, but we've got to have a net presence in front. We've got to take the puck to the net. We've got to take it right to the paint area, walk out across the goal line there and battle away. We made it too easy on Varlamov, so it's something we got to get those second and third chances in battle.
Well, what's the real key, Kitch, on having those guys get inside the dots? Because, as you know, if you're not already on your way there when the shot is there, you're never going to get there. So give me the thought process of the guys without the puck.
Well, the guys without the puck, we got to start in front of the net. You know, that's the guy. And then if we do have trouble, we don't have a play or we can't get a clean shot through, and then we got to release in behind. We put the puck in behind the net, and then we get a cycle going there. But we got to start from the front of the net, and we got to. It might not be the perfect shot. It could be a bad angle shot that's coming in there, and we're going to put it right into his feet there and look to battle there, and we got to converge on the net there.
All right, kids, good luck here in the third. Appreciate a couple minutes.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Kitch.
Well, this is not an unfamiliar situation for the Blackhawks to be in. They've talked about it a lot of late because they've had to, because they've been behind a lot. But they have shown the ability at different times to come back this year. Taves into the zone. Couldn't get rid of an attempt. Now a quick shot by Saad hit the goal post. And it's clear the other way for icing Colorado.
Boy, what a chance right off the bat. 10 seconds in, Taves gets hooked, and then the shot from Brandon Saad right off the right post in behind Semyon Varlamov. And this third period is brought to you by Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers. I'd like to welcome in those viewers tuning in on Rogers Sportsnet.
Hey, just some numbers to back up the point we made about the ability of the Hawks to come back. Now, incredibly, this is the 40th game of the year for the Hawks. There have been only 10 times when they were trailing after 2 periods. That's pretty amazing in itself. But in the 10 games where they were behind after 2, they have 3 wins. I mean, they're 3-6-1. So that come from behind percentage got to be as high as any team in the NHL.
Quick strike offense, and knowing that the next goal is just absolutely huge on both sides.
A keep by Holden. Now in the corner, Rendulic put it around the boards. Landeskog works against Richard. Puck came loose to Rundblad, who was taken down, but support from Roosevelt. Long pass for Richards. He's taken off the puck by Holden. Now Oduya. And here comes Patrick Kane, who steps into the zone. Kane checked by Stewart. It's in behind. Now back to Oduya. Takes a look for a lane. A long shot. Hit a leg out in front. And McKinnon rolled it loose. Holden got it out of there. Back comes Brian Bickle. He dropped it to Patrick Kane. Kane now got it to Keith, whose shot went up high. That deflected out of play. And I'm not sure if Varlamov had a look at that. And on that play, Andrew Shaw right where Mike Kitchen was talking about. He was right in Varlamov's kitchen.
Yeah, that's where you have to get to. You already got to be there. But again, Pat, off those rush chances, entering the zone, entering wide, is that the guys without the puck. We emphasize that a lot. All you young hockey players out there, the guys without the puck is as important, maybe even more important, to make something happen. If you want the puck, you got to get open, but if the puck's going in the net, you already got to be on your way there. Give yourself a chance.
This is icing Colorado. The Avs wanting to change. Now, of course, cannot.
Well, check out CSN Plus now for Comcast Sportsnet's Behind the Lens special presentation featuring multiple camera angles live. Visit csnchicago.com for the CSN Plus channel location in your area.
So you can pretend you're a TV director if you want.
Cut.
But four of the many looks that the great Dave Turner has in front of him. That
Attaboy, Bulldog.
Yeah. Now the Avs might have an odd man rush. Mitchell put it into the zone. Here's a chance for O'Reilly looking to center tip. That went just wide from Mitchell. And Mitchell's assisted on both Denver goals tonight. Had it taken away by Hossa. Then he turned it over O'Reilly. O'Reilly dropped it, a long shot. And a goal post. A long blast from Johnson hit iron. So the second time the Avs have hit the post tonight, the Hawks have done it once. Now a loose puck, O'Reilly slipped it in front. It's whacked wide. Captured by Seabrook. Now Taves. They're ringing around for Keith. Seabrook. Ahead for Taves. Down the ice with Sharp and Kane again here. This combination's been used a couple times now. Back comes a Tanguay, rolled it ahead of Ginla. The puck rolled as he was ready to shoot. Taken by Hjalmarsson.
Pressure there from Teravainen as well on the back check.
And yeah, Teravainen came on for Taves and he put it into the zone. Kane rings it around. Sharp centered. It never connected with Teravainen. He put it back to Hjalmarsson. A long blast. Glove save Varlamov. And Sharp just barely missed, tipping that.
Well, Friday, the 16th of January, the Hawks will take on the Winnipeg Jets. The first 10,000 fans, 21 and over, to enter the United Center will receive a Blackhawks hockey sock koozie. Say that 3 times fast.
No thanks.
Presented by Bud Light. I wonder if our buddy Brett Feather has anything to do with that. That koozie? Visit ChicagoBlackhawks.com for ticket information.
Well, he's so cool, I'm sure he's got a coos.
He's a cool koozie.
Now the Avs got another 2-on-1. They get it into the zone. Duchesne snapped it off. A good block by Rundblad.
Oh, Duchesne never looked back there, Pat. He had almost like a 3-on-1 that turned into a 3-on-2. Brad Stewart, the defenseman, jumped into the play. He never looked to see if he had another option. Good break there for the Hawks.
Sharp checked here by Holden. Kept in Rundblad. David Rundblad fires a long shot. Varlamov saw that one all the way.
Well, from our Xfinity telestrator, here is Matt Duchesne, and I talked about Brad Stewart jumping into the play. If he moves his puck back, Pat, right there, he's got a good chance. But Rundblad came over and I had an easy play there because Duchesne really never looked him off, and almost like that analogy in football where a quarterback, you just read his eyes. I mean, never looks at any other options or receivers there.
Here's a centering pass, a block by Kruger, but he missed. There's a good feed from Bickle, gave Kruger a chance, but he made no contact with a puck, and Johnson scooped it the other way. Oduya fires a hot pass, jumping away from Nordstrom. Barry there to meet him, or Johnson was. And now the puck kept in by Kruger, but it bounced away Briere. Hjalmarsson trying to race with him. Briere gets into the zone, trying to center, and a fine back check by Duncan Keith, but he couldn't get it out. Barry moves in deep, shoots one, winds up right through the blue paint to Nordstrom. He cleared to Bickle. Hawks completing a change as the Avs Mitchell bounce it into the Hawks zone. Talbot looks to center, just out of the reach of McKinnon. Nathan McKinnon. Now to Mitchell. And Mitchell had it taken away by Taves. Clearing to center. It's picked up by Saad. Johnson got in his way. taken back by Bickle, and he just missed Saad with a quick pass. Unglad will have to chase back. Oh, a bank pass missing Shaw. Taken by Roosevelt with a whack that's blocked in front now. A drive up high by Teravainen. Centering attempt picked away by Varlamov. The Avs get it out. Ryan O'Reilly dropped it into his own end. Brad Stewart to Iginla, who was checked. Roosevelt to Richards. Brad Richards in for Patrick Kane. His centering attempt. Oh, and able to drum it out of harm's way. The Hawks were hoping for a redirect. It didn't happen. Now it's a chance for Kane. Waits, wires, and a save. Varlamov. No rebound. 13.5 remaining in regulation. Semyon Varlamov has looked at 43 shots on goal. He's stopped them all.
Well, get ready for your work day every weekday morning as CSN's own David Kaplan and Chicago Tribune writer David Haw bring you the best Chicago sports talk in town. The Cap and Haw Show. Should be Haw and Cap because Cap's out of town, probably somewhere warm. Every morning at 9 on CSN Chicago. An opportunity a couple of minutes ago. Brian Bickle does a great job of looking over his shoulder, seeing if he's got any help there on the back door, and Marcus Kruger just not able to get a lot on that last chance.
Outside. Checked. It's in behind Taves. Centered it. Here's Keith. A shot. Great save and a beauty by Varlamov. Semyon Varlamov now has stopped 44 shots in a row, and Hawks are getting close, I would say, to double digits and real good scoring chances.
Yeah. Now, Pat, when you gave that number before we went to the break of 43 shots, and there you see the chance for Duncan Keith. But again, Varlamov's able to see that last chance. It doesn't seem like to me that the Hawks have had that many shots in this game. I don't know if you feel the same way, but you know, it just doesn't seem like they've had that many. The number, I mean, the number seems awfully high to me.
There's centering pass. Tate just missing Saad. He retrieves back to Keith. Then Seabrook has to ring it around. Taves down low. It escaped him. Mitchell bounced it up the boards out to center. Now McKinnon turns back. Taken away by Brandon Saad. And Mitchell took it off his stick. And the Avs Johnson sends it back the other way. So icing Chicago. Eddie, the number of shots probably doesn't correlate to the number of chances. In other words, I think Corey Crawford's probably made as many great saves as Semyon Varlamov has in the game. And but certainly I think the Hawks have had an edge in chances and in play. May not be as dramatic as 44 to 17 is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if we didn't see the number of shots on goal, if you asked me right now, I would probably say, you know, 31, 32. I would probably say to this point in the game. But Hawks got to continue to get rubber towards the Avalanche goaltender.
There's another chance. Tip, good save, Varlamov. There's a redirect with some net front presence from Bickle. And Brian Bickle has got 2 in his last 3 games. Got a piece of that. That's a terrific stop from the man in the blue paint.
Boy, if I'm Patrick Waugh, I'm seriously using my timeout, because right now the Blackhawks are coming and they're generating more and more in a quality chance. A good low hard shot there from Hjalmarsson with the redirect, as you mentioned, Pat, by Brian Bickle in front of net. You don't get many opportunities to slow a game down, because right now, I mean, the ice is tilted and the Blackhawks have the puck where they want it right now, and the Avalanche is holding on.
Have had 7 shots in the first 7.5 minutes of this third period. In a game earlier in Denver, the Hawks had a 19-shot period. They had a 21-shot second period tonight, so they've had the ability to just pepper the Colorado net in their regular season series. Big hit by Stewart against an off-balance Oduya, and the Avs clear it out. A lead for Iginla well out of his reach. And out comes Smith. Van Smith gonna ring it around. Open for Hossa. Tapped it back around the boards, and Sharp got to it for Hossa in deep. Smith to the front of the net. Hossa taking a look. Where's some help? Where's some help? Hossa still hanging on. Put it to Sharp. He'll shoot it. That never got to the net. Deflecting out of play. No, Semyon Varlamov has had 15 career shutouts. He's had one previous shutout against the Blackhawks. He's looking for his third shutout of the year. That's the hat trick of jinxes right there. I'm trying to...
How do you spell that?
And here's the draw. Hossa won the puck, trying to boost in front. What a save by Varlamov, and a brilliant maneuver by Hossa gets to the front of the net. Now it's held in. Roosevelt. He scooped it in deep. Yeah, Johnson has a problem, and it's cleared finally back into Chicago ice. It will go far enough for icing.
Well, as our terrific producer here on CSN, Mike Leary, just whispered in my ear, what a great hand-eye coordination play there from Marian Hossa. Be able to take that puck off the boards, bring it to the front of the net, and generate a quality chance with those sweet, smooth hands of Marian Hossa.
Ada rings it around. This one goes all the way down, but no icing here. Now a turnover. Landeskog to a wide-open Duchesne. He moves to the backhand. Saved by Crawford. Rebound. In behind him, Duchesne could not get it to the goal mouth. Now taken by Richards. Ben Keith moved it to Brad Richards, who has to turn back. Bickle got checked as he arrived to the line. Good hit, Johnson. Mitchell put it to the boards. McKinnon sends it the other way. And this will be icing again. Is this the third or fourth icing call against the Avs here in the first half of period 3?
Well, Matt Duchesne, Pat, has another opportunity to move the puck, and he decides he wants to try to make a play. Here's Duchesne. I think all he has to do is just pass this puck over to Randulich, and he's got a wide open net, but he decides to try to go to the backhand. Now, Duncan Keith did a great job of recovering. Great stick there, but Duchesne just not seeing it. Again, the Blackhawks lucky that Duchesne wasn't able to see either one of those plays develop. And if he does, it slides it to the other side. Crawford had lost his net. That's a wide open net for the youngster.
Now Taves moves toward the goal. He could not pull the trigger. Great recovery, Stewart, preventing a shot. Here's Saad. Brandon Saad sweeps it back to Roosevelt. His long blast just missed the far post. Cleared to the boards, and Roosevelt kept it in. In front to Saad. He tried to make one more pass, came back to him. He took a whack and went wide. Youngblood got squeezed to the boards, and the Avs managed to get it out. There's Iginla. Hawks penalty coming up. Iginla. Luge in front. Here's a shot. Kicked away by Crawford. Puck to the Blackhawks. Whistle goes. Avs power play, as they will look to extend a 2-goal lead when we come back. Hawks PK in an important situation in a moment.
Sportsnet Central tonight after post-game live.
Well, the one-handed slash by Jonathan Taves, and he didn't like the call, Pat, and he got an extra 2-minute penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct, so not a good penalty at all by the captain, Jonathan Taves. And the teaching point there for all you young hockey players out there: if you get a penalty, just go right to the box. Keep your mouth closed. Not going to win that battle.
Now Tanguay on the Colorado power play. Very good keep. Put it across. Here's a one-timer. Save. Crawford. Rebound. Crawford made a second stop on Briere. And he keeps his team close.
Boy, Corey Crawford really fights that second chance off. I mean, it wasn't exactly poetry in motion, but he's able to get the job done. Big rebound given up. He pushes off and almost loses his balance, was able to track that puck and freeze it up.
Chalmers unable to find Smith. Kruger is, Keith is going to jump into the play. There's Smith looking for Kruger. The pass broken up. Well, I'm sure there were some old school hockey players watching our game tonight, and they're looking at you understand why Taves is mad. A one-hand slash,
sure.
Stick on stick, and they're going slashing, really? But that was the call made, and I understand his frustration, but to your point, no sense barking. You're not going to change his mind now. Talbot tipped it into the Hog zone. Talbot left it McLeod. He rings it around. Here's Landeskog. We get 2 men to the front of the net, the Avs. Landeskog, a wrist shot. Crawford able to fight it off in traffic. Rebound back to Landeskog. He got checked and it's taken away by Saad, getting it out. Now Johnson. And a pass it to himself. He succeeds. Center, but nobody home for the Avs.
Too many men on the ice for the Avalanche.
Oh, there's 6 out there, and they were out there alone. Yes, the line. Andy McElman, he found it. Andy McElman, the linesman on the near side of the ice, finally realized what Eddie picked up right away was that the Avs had too many out there. So a huge turn of events here. We'll go to 4-on-4.
And then they started barking from the bench, and I mean, clearly, it wasn't even close.
So now the Hawks in a scenario where they usually do well 4 against 4. They like this setup. Although usually Taves is one of the forwards with Kane. He's in the box, so it's Shaw and Kane to open up this 4-on-4. Now Stewart for the visitors. Turned it over. Kane dropped it out to Keith. A long flip shot, hoping for a tip. It never got through the check of Hayda from Shaw. Andrew Shaw back to Duncan Keith. He spins it to his forehand, then dropped it back. Kane, a wrister. Oh, Varlamov got turned around by his own D-man. Here's a Seabrook. Back to Keith. Down low to Kane. Here's Seabrook's one-timer, well off the mark. Hawks will have to reorganize. Now Sharp and Saad, the Hawks forwards. Here's Patrick Sharp into the zone. A wrist shot blocked away by Varlamov. To Landeskog. He dropped it back. Taken by Johnson. Eric Johnson moved it out to Landeskog. He goes to Duchesne. Duchesne cuts in, shoots one. Blocker save. Crawford on the short side. And he deflects it out of play. Applications now being accepted for the 2015 Eddie Olczyk Award. And this award provides financial assistance to Illinois youth hockey players, teams, or organizations who otherwise may not have the opportunity to play. So a wonderful chance to get some free money if you're an underprivileged hockey player or team. Find out about it at ChicagoBlackhawks.com/youth hockey. So it's a 4 against 4 here for another 45. Barry goes down to the corner. Mitchell dropped it over. Then Barry fired a long shot. Club save by Crawford. Holding on. So Nathan MacKinnon, who opened the scoring in this game 53 seconds in. We mentioned this. Leading into this game, he had 1 goal in 7 weeks. That's 1 goal in 21 games. Had 11 points over that run, but not the production the Avs been accustomed to seeing.
And that goal was the first game after the Christmas break when the Blackhawks were in Denver.
Here's Oduya with a wrist shot and a save. Rebound. Varlamov trying to cover, and it came free to the board. Now MacKinnon able to get it out of the zone.
MacKinnon was the guy, Pat, that got the puck out of the crease there after that chance from Roosevelt.
Roosevelt gets back in. Kane dropped it back. Here's Hossa. Kane down low. Left it there for Hossa. The Colorado penalty over. Hossa. They got a short power play, but only for a few seconds. Here's Kane. Looking to Roosevelt. Kane. Back pass to Hossa. Back to Kane. He's well covered. Now the Hawks penalty over. Both teams full strength, but here comes Duchesne. He cuts toward the net. Shooting. Tried to go high over the glove of Crawford, but missed the target. Well, both teams are back at full and equal strength.
Good job there from Duchesne. Pat talked about a couple of plays where he should have passed the puck there. He had no help. Recognized that and took the shot, and looked like the puck just rolled on him the last second when he took that shot towards Crawford.
Emerson's long feed for Shaw. He cuts in, shooting. Oh, fine recovery by Barry with a shot block. Sorry, I said Barry. That was Johnson who recovered beautifully for the Colorado D. Teravainen back into the zone. Dropped it out to Hjalmarsson. His long slapper. Varlamov to save. Rebound. A diving Varlamov able to cover it up. So down to 4.5 remaining in regulation time. The 50th shot on goal for the Hawks denied. We promised it earlier. Now here it is. Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Let's go back all the way to the first period. Nathan MacKinnon. And then a 2-on-0 Maxime Talbot. And that's where we are.
And the Hawks with their 51 shots tonight, the best they've had this year, the most they've had this year. They had 50 against Calgary earlier. And Semyon Varlamov remaining perfect so far. Now time becoming a bitter enemy of the Blackhawks, down to 4 left. Here's a centering pass broken up. Seabrook. He won a corner battle, but Tanguay took it back. And a long shot, Hayden tip. Oh, that hit a Hawk leg, went just wide. Rebound taken by Keith.
I think that hit Shaw, Pat. That was so close.
Now Kane. I'm going to dump it in. That's an offside play.
Well, time now for our AT&T U-verse upcoming schedule.
So it's cold here, right?
Yeah, but I'm hearing
it
might be a little warmer, what I'm hearing, partner, in Minnesota and in Edmonton. Well, Blackhawks will jump on their charter tomorrow and head to St. Paul, and then right after the game on Thursday, head to Edmonton to take on the Oilers. Just bring the long johns just in case.
That's always a good idea, especially going to Edmonton. Now Sharp against Mitchell. Able to drop it back. Rundblad. No lane. Put it to Roosevelt. He tried to center. Picked off Holden. And a clearing attempt held in Rundblad. Sharp took a whack on a fluttering puck that went up high. Now Taves in the corner. For Sharp on this side. Patrick Sharp to David Rundblad. Tried a long wrister that floats over top of the net. I should say Roosevelt down low. For Rundblad. Shoots one. Blocked by MacKinnon. Rundblad gets it back. Looking for a lane. Instead he goes to Sharp, who set it. Oh, looking for the stick of Saad. Just barely missed. There goes Crawford to the bench. Great shift here for the Taves line. So Crawford leaves. 6 attackers. Chicago. A shot. Rundblad. Save. Varlamov. It went in the net. No goal. I thought the whistle clearly sounded before the puck was tapped in by Saad. And referee Justin St. Pierre is going to say he blew the whistle before it crossed the line. Not much doubt without audio. Great work by our crew here in the UC. You could clearly hear the whistle go before the puck crossed the line. And Great pickup by the terrific program production staff. Here's the draw. Keith holding it again. Still 6 attackers out for the Hawks. Here's Seabrook, a long shot. Never got through. Landeskog checked by Richards. Dug out to Shaw, then Kane. Patrick Kane back to Keith. Kane shoots one. Never got through a sea of legs in front of the net. Whacked in behind. A center pass. Shaw, big save. Varlamov, rebound. Deflected right through the blue paint. Now taken by Kane. Dropped it to Keith. His long one is blocked. Back to center ice. 2 minutes to go in regulation. Still a 2-goal Colorado advantage. This dump in for Kane. He lost it. That was knocked down by a high stick by Hossa. But the Avs unable to clear it the other way. And a bad play by Duchesne. No reason for him to ice that puck.
Absolutely. I mean, Hossa wouldn't touch it. If you're Colorado, you just say, hey, just kill the clock. And Matt Duchesne. Well, what a play here from Brad Richards out to Andrew Shaw, and Semyon Varlamov makes another A+ stop. But again, just not a smart play by Matt Duchesne. It seems the Blackhawks can take advantage of it. The faceoff coming all the way back down.
Here's the draw, won by the Avs, and Johnson clearing attempt. Did not get beyond Rundblad. Taves and Johnson to the corner. Taves came up with a puck, dropped it to Rundblad. His long shot missed the target. Taken by Saad. His attempt went off a skate, came back to him. Now Rundblad, and it jumped over his blade and out. Down to 75 left in regulation. Hayda cleared it to the boards. Taves there. Now Saad centered. A shot to save by Varlamov. Rebound is loose to the Avs. O'Reilly. He goes around the boards and out.
Don't know if it'll make it.
He is going to get an icing. Oh, yes. A minute to go. Icing Colorado. Oh, a draw on the Avs end coming up.
I've had a lot of these type of plays here in the third period. Pucks going into the blue paint. Colorado's done a pretty decent job on a lot of the chances that have come through the blue paint.
Now Richards and O'Reilly for this face-off. The draw. The corner, and Johnson rings it up the board. That gets by Keith, goes all the way down. Another icing for the Avs. Well, the Blackhawks have gone 59 minutes plus without being able to solve Semyon Varlamov. And timeout Colorado. Well, the Avs will allow their skaters to catch their breath.
Well, Friday night, CSN Chicago sits down for an exclusive one-on-one with former Blackhawks icon Chris Chelios, and Chicago native. Inside look, Chris Chelios, presented by Cadillac. I think he's probably driven a few caddies in his day. Friday at 7. CSN Chicago.
Well, I'm sure he'll be talking about his new book, which I hear is a good read. Got some help from Kevin Allen to put that together.
You know, there's a joke in there somewhere with Chelly and a book.
Well, I mean, it's another great Blackhawks defenseman, Keith Magnuson, who wrote a book and said, hey, well, he got help writing the book, and he said, when it came out, he said, last month I didn't know how to spell the word author. Now I are one. Here's the draw. Hayda around for Tanguay. He cleared it, missing again. Lou was hoping for a freebie empty netter. Yeah, they gotta be close to double digits in icings in this period.
No question. But again, you don't want to make any soft plays as you come out of your zone. If you ice it, you ice it. I mean, you got the luxury here. You got a 2-goal lead if you're the Avalanche, but talk about how important the blue lines are, especially when you're defending league. Puck's got to get out, and if you ice it, you just live to fight another day.
Avs get another draw. They've been dominant at the dot tonight. Seabrook kept it in. Now Shaw brings it back. Nobody was at the point. The Hawks have to chase back, and now they are in dire straits. Under a half a minute to go. Kane will put it in there. Hayes for Sharp. He spins it back. Seabrook to keep. 10 left. Seabrook with a long wrister. Deflected just wide. And Hayes put it in behind. Shaw centered it. Didn't connect. And the Colorado Avalanche have gotten back to the 500 mark with a 54 save whitewash by Semyon Varlamov. So the Blackhawks' run of victories on home ice, they'd won 10 of their last 11 here. That has another blemish tonight with a Colorado victory.